Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As you can see, this is a different background because I am not at home. I am not in the UK. I am not in Europe. I am somewhere completely different. Things to talk about. So term 2 has officially ended. I submitted my final piece of coursework. Sorry for the background noise. I can't control that. I submitted my final piece of coursework, my final 2 pieces of coursework. How did it go? Terribly. Why did it go terribly? Because database and infrastructure, I couldn't query my database. I couldn't query the information that I put in my database. I couldn't query it. So I know I lost marks for that. And then for my machine learning coursework, the code for my final question didn't work, which was interesting because I know me and a couple of people in my course used similar code. Like the code I used was similar to the code that I used for a previous piece of coursework. Couldn't get it to work. And because I couldn't get it to work, I couldn't get the information that I needed to present to say this code pulls this information. I wasn't able to do that. So I know my grades are affected. How badly, I'm unsure, because database and data infrastructure I think is 10 credits and machine learning is 15. So far my grade average is 70% and above, except for programming. My grade for program is 80% in total. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm unsure how badly my grades will be affected by these 2 pieces of coursework, which means I'm going to have to work twice as hard on my dissertation, my group project and my dissertation final project, which has me feeling a little anxious because it's a lot of pressure. And like ultimately I kind of wish that I didn't look into kind of what my grades were, or like what the percentage was, what I needed to maintain that percentage, and what I needed to graduate with the grades that I have, because it put a lot of pressure on me, and my health hasn't been the best. So I kind of feel like that added pressure wasn't needed. I didn't have to do that to myself, but also I did have to do that to myself to like prove to myself that you can do it, because ultimately I got a 94% in my maths and statistics coursework. Like 94%. As a babe that got a C in GCSE maths and got kicked out of A-level biology because I got a D in GCSE maths and I resat my GCSE maths at college. Coming! I gotta go. I got called to have breakfast. What was I saying before I got called? A group project, dissertation. I spoke about my grades. I can't think about them now. What's done is done. There's nothing I can do. As long as I don't have to repeat. If I'm in the 60%, cool. I know that I'm gonna have to like lift my weight in my group project and my dissertation. And not that I'm anxious about it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And my personal tutor, not my personal tutor, my dissertation tutor doesn't necessarily specialize in what I'm doing my dissertation on, so that's the thing. But I'm almost done. 4 assignments to go and I'm finished with my masters, and that sounds weird to say. This has been the most stressful year. I feel like this has been more stressful than when my granddad died. more stressful than when my granddad died, more stressful when I had to drop out of my previous program, because like I was having issues at my place of employment at the time. Yeah, this year has been stressful. Like my health has been kicking my butt, from like injuring my knee to possible asthma that they need to investigate. Um, and with all things, like my blood pressure is high. Well, not high, but it's not ideal. And it's not ideal because I'm stressed. And I'm stressed because my health is deteriorating and the amount of coursework that I had to do. But now the coursework has eased up. I just need to work on my dissertation as well as my presentation. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing when I get back. I also I'm no longer unemployed. I start a new role when I get back as well. It's part-time, so I'll be juggling that alongside studying, or rather completing my masters. And in true Bangtan fashion, I have two Bangtan concerts to go to. Well, I'm going to Hobby Palooza. So yeah, if I see you there, I see you there. And I'm going to. I'm going. I don't have tickets yet. I'm going to Jin's, Run Jin. So yeah. How am I feeling? I've already expressed that I'm nervous. Not nervous. I'm not quite anxious either. I just want my grades to come out so I can kind of like close this chapter completely and start thinking about, okay, cool, this is where I stand currently. This is what I need to achieve to kind of like bump my grade up. Which I think is possible because the group project is 30 credits, the dissertation, my individual dissertation is 30 credits. So all in all, that overall grade will make it'll carry a lot of weighting. So if I can get over 70% in both of those, then I'm good. That's my belief, that's my opinion. I'm good. Because I think, to be honest, I don't know what I got for medical and data visualization. I don't think I did bad in those two modules, but we'll see. I really enjoyed medical devices. I really enjoyed that coursework. It was fun. I didn't enjoy data visualization for the simple fact that the coursework specification was so obscure. It wasn't like it wasn't very specific, and I think that threw me off. And also, I feel like these modules were a lot harder than last term, because I think last term, apart from ethics, what modules did we do last term? Maths, programming, and principles of data science. Those, I felt like those modules were very like maths based, so it was very much like this, like yes or no, if that makes sense. Like, can this do this? Yes or no. That's it. So it was very much like, especially like with maths, for example, it's either you're right or you're wrong. Whereas like the modules this term were more obscure, which made them harder because they were obscure. But yeah, let's see how we do. I hope my grades don't drop. I hope my grades don't drop. I don't want my grades to drop. If my grades don't drop, it's a miracle. If they do, I've accepted that, and I know that there's like work I need to do. Sorry, like I keep scratching, because I'm in mosquito country and I've gotten bitten. And this morning when I got dressed, I didn't put on. I forgot to put on the antibiotic cream that the doctor gave me for all the itching. So part of me wants to have another shower. to put that on, but I didn't bring enough clothes. So if I do that, I don't have nothing to wear. So yeah. Yeah, I'm in my auntie's house. She's not my auntie. She's my mum's cousin. Her mum is, yeah, she's my mum's cousin. Her mum is my grandma's sister. And her mum is my oldest living relative. And I'm in her house, in her daughter's house, bonding with my cousin. Well, bonding with my cousins, bonding with my grand aunt. She's been telling me some very interesting stories. This trip has been very difficult. The main reason why I came on this trip is my dad hasn't been well. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because I didn't come to the internet to cry. But yeah, my dad hasn't been well, and it's a bit sad, really. Especially kind of like seeing a parent at this stage. And I think kind of like seeing a parent's health deteriorate is a very difficult thing. And I feel like this year has just been one thing after another after another. And yeah, like seeing my dad the other day, oh baby, that put me through the ringer. That was really hard, and I couldn't talk about it. I was on the phone to my friend and I started crying. So I'm not going to talk about it here. It's not the place for it. Well, that's not what this channel is for. Maybe I'll talk about it later, at a later date, when it doesn't become so difficult to speak about. I'll see. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to go. This is late. This is coming up to a week late. So if I find something to talk about tomorrow, I'll probably record another video and upload it. Yeah, this was supposed to be last week's video. Also, I missed my flight last week because I didn't sleep, and yeah, it was just stressful. I didn't sleep. At that point, I hadn't slept for like a week. I ended up missing my flight. Luckily for me, I was rebooked onto a different flight. So I missed 2 days of my holiday, but that's okay because I'm at my grand aunt's house and I'm getting to speak to her about my grandma and her mum, and yeah, making notes, making memories, learning and writing it down because I am the family's historian. So yeah, anyway, I don't have anything else I'd like to say or like to share. This video is longer than I thought it would be, so I'm just gonna end it here. Also, I'm not wearing a hoodie. You can see my neck, my clavicle. Also, Pocahontas reference, because you girl loves Pocahontas. Anyway, my battery's gonna die. So it's been fun. See you in the next one. Bye.